the answer you gave, and he asked supplementary question, whether you could tell him the stage you have reached in this assessment.
Mr. Speaker, I don't have the state here, but I'll consult FPMU and I'll furnish my colleague with the information as to where it is right now and where we go from here. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. This question itself is more than a year old in the House, and it's been given consideration on the order paper a number of times. So it's a bit disappointing that the minister do not have the update on the status. But I must say that Maglo Senior High is a boarding school without a boys' dormitory. So it's quite a serious situation. And if, Mr. Minister, you can do something about that one immediately.
That is a comment, and so we'll move on. Question number 469 is in the name of the Honourable Member for Ashaiman, Honourable N.S. Henry Norway.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Education what method of procurement the Ministry used in awarding contract to Messrs. Bluegrass Group Limited to supply 853,009 units of CAPEC scientific mathematical instrument to the Ministry of Education at an estimated cost of 63,975,675 Ghana cedis at a unit cost of 75 Ghana cedis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry used the single source procurement method in awarding the contract to Mrs. Bluegrass Group Limited to supply the 853,009 units of CAPEC scientific mathematical instruments to the Ministry. The single source procurement contract was signed on 11th October 2019 and amended on 22nd October 2020. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Minister is very much aware that if you want to engage in single source procurement method, you need to meet certain preconditions. I want to know what precondition was met under Section 41 of the Public Procurement Act for you to engage in single source procurement with these items. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as my colleague may be aware, the Ministry goes through PPA, so you don't pass through the PPA process without having met the requirements of PPA. They will give you that kind of a pass. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, before you go to PPA, you have to meet certain preconditions, either at emergency or maybe for disaster or any other thing. I was just asking the Minister, under which precondition did they go to the PPA for that approval to be given by the Public Procurement Authority? Probably the precondition I'm referring to under Section 41. You have reasons for which you must engage in single source procurement. So I'm asking you the reasons why you entered into that or you went to PPA for that.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I will have to refer to the documents that were submitted to PPA, which made the justification for PPA to accept the single source in order to come back here and in order to provide further information on this. The documents are not in front of me here, and this is a House of Records. I can't come here and make some guesswork and be brought before the Assurance Committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not satisfied with that answer, but I will proceed. Was the contract package of the scientific mathematical instrument as captured in your procurement plan at the ministry? Was it captured in your procurement plan at the ministry? And also, was there any publication of the single source procurement method on the PPA website or any, public newspaper before you engage in that act?
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I know the PPA was established for a purpose, so that agencies cannot just get up and do whatever they want. So far as I'm concerned, once the PPA approved the procurement process, we must have met the requirements for using single source as a procurement method. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable Member, your time is. You've exhausted all your supplementaries. I even added you one. Yes, the last.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for indulging me. Mr. Minister, why didn't you engage in competitive tendering in procuring mathematical sets? Mathematical set for students to write exams, because you know definitely these students are in Form 3 or from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. You may have the laxity of time to engage in competitive tendering. Why didn't the ministry engage in competitive tendering rather than single source procurement method? Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
I think the justification of the ministry to the PPA was acceptable, and that's why they could proceed. So I think the ministry make a very good case, and it was acceptable for them to use single source procurement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Ablakwa.
I'm most grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to find out from the Honourable Minister for Education why Measures Bluegrass Group Limited failed to deliver on the contract. They did not deliver the mathematical set on time. Why did they fail to do that? Is it an indictment on the due diligence that the ministry did in sole sourcing this company? Because as you know, they failed to deliver on time.
I haven't seen this aspect in the question. They failed to deliver. It's in the question. Well, I didn't get that from the original question, so I was not looking around to see where you found that they failed to deliver. Then later on you said they didn't deliver on time. Now, which is which?
Well, Mr. Speaker, they failed to deliver on time, and this became a big scandal, Mr. Speaker. The national security even had to get involved and all of that. The Honourable Minister is aware. So the question is, why did Measures Bluegrass Group Limited fail to meet the terms of the contract, the sole source contract? They didn't deliver on time, which calls into question even the due diligence that the ministry did in sole sourcing this company.